Look, this is again a kind of a spatial escalation. Escalation, you can do it in terms of vertical, horizontal. What has happened is when you increase the area where you are carrying out your intrusions, attempted intrusions, your clashes, then it amounts to escalation. And we had this in Galwan. We had lost 20 soldiers then. The Chinese had minimum 35 killed as per CIA estimates, as per Russian estimates. The Chinese media itself said 100. But then when they lied, they said they had just 5 killed. So the fact of the matter is now once again they are repeating the same tamasha. I think the time has now come to do what we did in 1967. In 1967, General Sagat Singh had ordered his troops not to get involved in boxing, wrestling, taekwondo with the Chinese, but to use their weapons to effect. You see, now the time has possibly come to put a stop to these repetitive, attempts at intrusion, repetitive attempts at provoking, repetitive attempts at trying to change the status quo. I think we may have to go back to what we did in 67, and then we may have peace and quiet for a longer period of time. Second fact that I would like to point out is that China is under domestic pressure. Because of COVID, their zero tolerance COVID policy has created a lot of resentment in the Chinese population. The Chinese economy is sputtering. They cut a very sorry figure when they had to deal with Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. So they are looking for some diversion. And therefore, in the height of winter, in the month of December, they have started this kind of an attempt at intrusion, attempt at changing the status quo on the border in Arunachal Pradesh, right? Arunachal Pradesh is contested. Every time even the Prime Minister goes there, the Chinese try and protest. They claim the whole of Arunachal Pradesh. But that does not mean they will get it. Not an inch. That has been made clear to them. But if they don't get it, and if we still have to deter them, then we will have to escalate vertically, raise the ante and use weapons as we did in 1967. Then we had peace for 20, 30, 40 years.
But also Congress has said that since April 2020, government needs to take the nation into confidence by discussing this issue in the parliament. He tweeted.
I suppose it will be discussed today in Parliament. But the fact is, yes, this incident happened on the 9th. So perhaps we could have responded to it at the official level earlier. That could be a lesson learned because the response has been a little slow. But I think they tried to resolve the issue. And once the issue was resolved, they have taken the nation into confidence. They could have done it earlier.
Congress slammed the centre over continued silence on the alleged this issue channels along the LAC, and AIMIM said, Owaisi Saab said he would wake up the subject before Parliament.
No, he is most welcome to do it, and I suppose even Rajnath Singh ji will be making a statement today in the Parliament to take the nation into confidence and to tell them exactly what has happened. Generally, there is a fog of war in such situation. Situation takes some time to crystallize, but it has sufficiently crystallized now. And we all know what exactly has happened. China has tried to repeat Galwan, albeit at a lower scale. They are using sharp pointed stones. They tried to ambush our boys, but our boys are alert. They gave it back to them. But my point is, to prevent these things from occurring again and again and again at different points on the border, we may have to escalate vertically like we did in 1967. If China wants a diversion, they can't always get a cheap diversion on the Indian frontier. We will also possibly have to raise costs for them. So far we have been very reasonable, we have been very restrained, we have just done tit for tat, we have mirrored imaged, we have matched them move for move. But I think now we may have to take the initiative like we had done in the Kailash range and escalate.
अरुणाचल प्रदेश में भारतीय और चीनी सैनिकों के बीच झड़प हुई है। 2020 गलवान गतिरोध के बाद दोनों सेनाओं के बीच पहली फिजिकल झड़प है।
तो मेरा कहना यह है कि एक किस्म से ये स्पेशल एस्केलेशन बनती है। अभी तक ये झड़पें लद्दाख में हो रही थी, अब ये शुरू हो गई हैं अरुणाचल प्रदेश में, और इसके बाद कोई गारंटी नहीं कि बाकी बॉर्डर पे भी ये ऐसा ना होगा। ठीक है, तो अगर हम इसको रोकना चाहते हैं सिलसिले को, एक है कि हम मैचिंग लेवल पे हमने रिस्पांस दे दिया, हमारे 6 की हड्डी टूटी तो उनके कोई 30 की हड्डियां टूटी, ठीक है। और अगर हमको ये लगता है कि ये काफी है, पर्याप्त है, तो पर्याप्त तो है, क्योंकि उनको वापस पड़ी है, उनके दांत तोड़े गए हैं। लेकिन बात यह है कि इससे वो रुकने वाले नहीं, वो करते रहेंगे, छेड़खानी करते रहेंगे। अब आपको फैसला करना है कि क्या हम एस्केलेट करना चाहते हैं ताकि वी डिटर, ताकि हम इसको बंद करें ये तमाशा। नहीं तो ये जब भी चीन में अंदरूनी गदर होता है, वहां कोविड के लेके बहुत वहां पे रंजिश चल रही है लोगों में, इकोनॉमी उनकी फेल हो रही है, ताइवान पे उनकी बड़ी किरकिरी हुई, तो इसलिए वो सोच रहे हैं कि वो डाइवर्ट करें। दिसंबर के महीने में उन्होंने ये करके सोचा था कि हमारी फौज अचंबा हो जाएगा, सरप्राइज हो जाएगी, कोई सरप्राइज नहीं हुई। वो फुल अलर्ट है, उन्होंने वापस दिया है, जैसे को तैसा जवाब दिया है।
मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे ने अरुणाचल वाले इशू को लेकर कांग्रेस ने बीजेपी पर निशाना साधते हुए कहा है कि मोदी सरकार को अप्रैल 2020 से एलएसी के पास सभी बिंदुओं पर चीनी अतिक्रमण और निर्माण के बारे में ईमानदार होना चाहिए और इस मुद्दे पर बात करनी चाहिए।
ये तो बात हो तो रही है, अब पार्लियामेंट में क्या होगा, बातचीत ही होगी। सो आई थिंक, मैं समझता हूं कि जो ऐसे राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा के मुद्दे हैं वो बाईपार्टिजन होने चाहिए, उन पर बाईपार्टिजन कंसेंसस होना चाहिए। नेशनल सिक्योरिटी को लेके हम वी कांट टॉक एट 6 and 7, तू मैं नहीं हो सकती नेशनल सिक्योरिटी को लेकर।
एक आखिरी सवाल है, ओवैसी साहब भी कह रहे हैं कि संसद में इस बात को रखेंगे, क्योंकि सरकार जो है वो लगातार खामोश है, चुप रहती है, कॉन्फिडेंस में जनता को नहीं लेते, तो अब वो इस मुद्दे को संसद में भी उठाएंगे।
मेरे ख्याल उनके पहले तो शायद राजनाथ सिंह रक्षा मंत्री वक्तव्य देंगे, बयान देंगे, एंड वो एज मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट हैं, ही इज फुल वेलकम टू रेज दिस इशू इन पार्लियामेंट। जरूर करें, अच्छी बात होगी।
एबीपी गंगा, खबर आपकी, जुबान आपकी।